Hello, welcome back. It's Fred in the shed. Well, up in the shack. This video is all about getting new people back onto radio. That's really what I love to do. And I know on the channel, I do this stuff as well. I do make radio reviews. You know, they send me in stuff. It's a small channel. I can't afford to keep buying loads and loads of equipment to review. I haven't got the money, unfortunately. So they send me in these radios. I make review videos, quite happy to do that, quite enjoy doing it. But the main thing is about CB radio, and it's all about getting people back onto radio, because that's how this all started. All of this started with me on my Grant 2 talking to Steve Stevens, Charlie Tango 318 on his way home from work. And then Steve and me, we started making the 305 videos, to be honest with you, quite selfishly, because we wanted other people to join the group, because we wanted other people to talk to, because we was only really talking to each other and maybe Paul up in Luton, and I couldn't really hear 635. So that's how it started, and we made the videos, and people saw the videos, like especially like people like Pucker Dave came on, later on Awesome Dave came on, Andy Hatfield, Robbie Watford, all of the guys came on the videos. And they started joining the 305. And then you got some older people came on that have been on radio anyway, like Tim in Hertford. He's a good guy. He came on and joined the group. But it was all about getting people on radio, getting it out there that CB radio, yeah, it's not what it was. It's not, which is a good thing in a way. It's not the kind of mad, all the channels blocked by people queuing up. All that's finished. It's now older guys mostly. Although there was a 13-year-old kid that made a comment on a video the other day. Well done, me old mate. But yeah, it's mostly older guys, and it's a bit more civilised on sideband, and you know, it's much better. So yeah, that was the whole idea of the videos, and I'm still trying to promote it. I'm still making the 305 videos every now and then. I'm still trying to push it out there, and it's paid off, because we've got a new breaker, a new guy called Dan has reached out to me on a comment on an older video, and he has got himself a 6900 and a silver rod. He's put it up and he's receiving us on the 305, and that is brilliant. The only problem is that I think I've let him down a little bit, because he basically left me a comment and said, Fred, I can hear you on the 305. I heard you yesterday on the 305, but there was no one leaving a gap. And I felt a little bit like conspicuous jumping in. I didn't want to sort of break into your conversation. It seemed a little bit clicky. And yeah, I am totally guilty of that. I can only apologise. That particular day, it was me and Chris in Ware. There was just the two of us on. There was probably other people listening, but there was just two of us on. And Chris had got one of these little Retivest radios, and he was having a bit of problem with the digital codes, and I was trying to help him. And yeah, we were back and forwards. We weren't leaving a break. And I can imagine if someone, especially someone new, trying to get on the side, that was really, really frustrating. I'm really guilty of that. I'm going to try and improve that as we move forward. I did start the other day to try and encourage people to leave a gap. People will leave a gap if we remember. Didn't do it on purpose, but I kind of blocked this guy out, I think, and I think he was sitting there wanting to come in. What I'm trying to do on this video, if it works out, is I'll try and capture him on camera on the 305. New guy coming in. I believe he's spoken to Chris in Welham Garden City, because Chris said that he'd spoken to a new breaker on a 6900, and that might be the new guy Dan. We're going to end up with two Dans on. We've got three Daves and two Dans, but so that's what I'm hoping to do. But what I do is we'll jump back a day. This was yesterday after I just read that message. I went on the radio, tried to just open the door to try and bring him in. Don't want to leave him out, and it was just like me, Dan, and Chris on the radio. So let me jump into that, and then hopefully by the end of this video we'll be able to say hello to another new breaker, another new guy, Dan, back on the CB. Right, let's jump ahead. Cheers for watching the intro. Yeah, that is the trouble if it does develop into long COVID, and I don't know why some people do suffer that. I've had people at work, the majority of people have got over it sort of relatively quickly within a couple of weeks, but we had one or two that are still, you know, still feel fatigued, still haven't got back to their regular level of fitness. So hopefully, Dan, you're going to be a short-term job, and it's probably going to take a sort of a few weeks, but you'll be right as rain. Yeah,
hopefully. It's clear. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's worse since they've dropped the masks and everything. Okay. Well, on a lighter note, while it's just the two of us at the moment, I had a message on one of the YouTube videos, okay, and there's a guy, another Dan, so this could get confusing, but there's a guy that can hear the 305, which I think is us, and he said that he's got a 6900 version 4, and he's got a silver rod set up. I don't know his QTH. I've asked him for a rough area location to make sure it is us he's copying and not anyone else, but he said he's been listening and he's sort of trying to build up the courage to get in, but feels it's a little bit of a closed door at the moment because we obviously chat a lot on here like old women. So yeah, bear in mind, just bear in mind, I'll give a shout out for him in a minute, but hopefully he's around this area. Hopefully it's us he's hearing and we could get another new one on. Back to you, Dan.
Yeah, well, if you're listening to that breaker, if you want to give us a shout, give us a key or break or say hello or anything you like, and we'll try and get you in somehow, somewhere, and friend in the shed will give you a shout in a minute, but in the meantime, I have heard at least twice it sounded like somebody trying to get in. Well, at first it sounded like a bit of skip, the Continentals trying to come in off frequency or something, but it was a good signal, and I think I might have heard the name Cuffley coming through, but I didn't think at the time to try and tune in. Phil and Bushy suggested it might have been somebody on FM, oh no, it's not FM, AM, trying to get through, but because it was off frequency, we couldn't quite understand his audio, but the signal was good.
Okay, well, I was on yesterday, and there was someone, it was going under Chris, someone was talking while Chris was talking, and I don't think he was hearing me, I couldn't get him in. Alright, well, while it's quiet, let's just give a shout out. So, yes, it's Freddy in the Shed 1664 from YouTube. So we're calling out now for Dan, Mr. Dan B, with your 6900 and silver rod. If you're getting a reading from me, Dan, you've got me and Dan also in Hatfield. So yeah, Dan, if you're on the side, pick up that microphone, don't be shy, and come in. Well, nothing that time, but I got a little bit of skip in the background, but I am guilty of knocking back the RF gain to try and drop that out. Okay, I say it might be, I don't know his QTH. I've just asked him for a rough QTH, so it might be that he's hearing another 305, because obviously we've got 305 groups going on up and down the country now, which is brilliant. But I did say to him on the comments that the easiest group I think to get in on would be the early one, would be Pucker's group, because everyone's spread out and normally there's less noise. Back to you, Dan, Hatfield. Well, as you heard there, we give a shout out. We didn't get a contact from the new Dan yesterday, but not a problem, because Dan has been back on YouTube. He's left another comment and he said, Fred, today I'm going to come on, and I've got his location now. He is in Welham Garden City. That's, depending which part, that's only about probably 8 to 11, maybe 12 miles from me. Not a big distance. He shouldn't have any problem in picking me up with his silver rod antenna. Even if his silver rod is really, really low, which it could be, as he's new, he will certainly get Dan in Hatfield, because they're only 3 or 4 miles apart. Hopefully we'll catch him today, have a little chat with him. I always find it interesting when new people to me come on the radio. Is he a breaker that perhaps was on in the old days, on the Muppets, on the 40 FM? Got himself 6900 and he's come back on, in which case he's got a massive wide spectrum of channels now available to him, and of course with sideband and the summer cycle 25 there's going to be loads of skip coming in. Just setting up the older Linko DX77. It's still a good radio. I really like this radio. Never regretted getting this radio. It's not been used for a number of weeks now, so I'm going to let it tick over for about half an hour just on receive to warm it through, let the capacitors warm up a little bit. I'm hoping that the band's going to be clear today for Dan, so he can come on and we can get him passed around and get him some contacts. Being summer solar cycle 25, the bands have been pretty open in the afternoon, and there's a good chance that we might get some FM bleed over come across. Well, hopefully not. That can sometimes wipe us all out. Fingers crossed. It's pretty clear at the moment. But I just know that once the 305 starts, it might start. But anyway, can't help that. So right, next time I switch the video on, hopefully we'll be on the 305 and we'll get Dan heard and get him passed around. Nice to have you. Nice to have you on there. I hope you're well. So we're going to try and get this this new breaker on, hopefully today after 4 o'clock, and get him a radio check, because I say he's not been set up long, and get him passed around. Yeah.
Yeah. No, are you using a different radio at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm on the older Linko there, so I'm running well, less power than I'm. Sorry. Okay. On the side, come in.
Hello, Fred. This is Dan speaking to you on YouTube. I don't know if you're picking me up. Okay. Back to you.
Good afternoon, Dan. Good afternoon. Yeah, I am Dan. I am getting you. Sorry, you sounded very much like another breaker there. And yeah, good afternoon, Dan. Nice to hear your voice there.
Yeah, Dan here. Hearing you loud and clear there, Fred. And your friend there, not sure who that is. I've only literally just turned the set on, not even warmed up, but getting a strong signal from you there.
Well, that's a nice one, Dan. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've literally just come on myself on different radio. I'll give you that radio report, Dan. You are Signal 6 and 7, Radio 5. We are going to get bashed about a little bit by the Continentals, but it's working for you well there. That old that silver rod. How high is it off the ground, Dan?
I've got it just on the gutter line of my house here on a 10-foot pole. So what? We must be looking 30, 40 feet.
Yeah, I got you there just above the gutter line. Well, that's working for you. That's working, and you're just straight out the back of the CRT 6900, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, roger that. Straight out of the 6900 on a short cable. I'm sitting pretty near the antenna in terms of position, so there shouldn't be much, and I'm getting a good SWR, almost 1-to-1 on that. Back to you.
Well done, me old mate. Well, you're doing well there. So, Dan, have you been on radio before? Was you an old timer, or are you completely new to CB?
I'm completely new. I've got a friend in Hatfield that's one of the old timers on the CB, and he's got me into it. Started with the higher frequencies on the bow bank, just fiddling about there, but watching a few of your YouTubes and taking some advice, this seems to be the way to get into it. Back to you.
Yeah. All copy there, Dan. Just getting a little bit bashed about by the FM bleed over. Unfortunately, we're going to get that. Well, I'm glad the videos are working. Glad the videos are working now. Well, we've got some guys on, and so I'm going to pass you around. I'll give you a radio report between the Continentals coming in, and then hopefully they'll be able to sort of hear you. Well, we start off with Chris in Welham Garden City, who's your neighbour. So, yeah, Chris, do you want to go across to Dan in Welling?
Yeah, hello Dan. You're blowing the windows out. I should be coming back to you all right. Yeah, nice to talk to you again, Chris. Thanks for your advice. A couple of weeks ago, you got me set up on the mic gain on the 6900M there. It was hidden under the function menu. How am I sounding with the mod on the N6? Over. Yeah, it's just well, it's a little bit crackly to me and sort of cutting out. It seems to be to me though, yeah. But that's only to me. Signal's fine, yeah. Yeah, roger that. I'm up at 53 on the mic gain. Do you think that might be too high?
Well, I've got a little bit of noise in the background, so I assume that's a little bit of what we call Continentals there. So let's try Makita. I've not spoke to you for a couple of days. Yeah, Makita, how you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon there, Fred. Good to hear you. Not coming over, I don't know what power you're running there or what your current working conditions are, but you're not coming over as strong as you usually do. I've got you at an S4 and a radio 4. You normally come through a lot stronger than that.
Yeah, that's a Roger. Yeah, different radio, less power. Probably half what I sometimes done, probably half what the 9900's got, so yeah, it will be a little bit reduced. I'll speak a little bit closer into the mic, there you go, that's pushing it. Yeah, you're coming through, lovely, 5s and 6s, Radio 5. What radio are you on, Makita?
Yeah, Roger, I'm on the usual radio, the McKinley. Working conditions here is President McKinley and the IMAX antenna there. Afternoon there, Chris in Welham Garden City. I haven't spoken to you today.
No, afternoon, Makita. Hope you're well.
Yeah, all good here, thank you very much. Quite a bit warm today.
Yeah, I've only nipped out a little bit.
Got most of it, but yeah, hopefully, like I say, you'll get that sorted out, and yeah, it'll be good. Anyway, I'm not sure who's been on the longest here, so I'll tell you what, I'll hand it over to you there, Chris in Welham Garden City. You're quite strong, so over to you there.
Alright, no worries, Makita. I don't know who we got. So it's over with Dan in Welham Garden. Dan, you still there? Yeah, mate, can I jump back in? This is Dan from Welham Garden City. Oh, sorry, Dan. Did I say Andy? God, my brain. Yeah, just wondered if I could back off my RF power a bit, see if you can still pick me up. Just a little test there. Back to you. Yeah, no problem at all. Go for it, mate. Just remind me of your location again, so I know where I'm firing to. Back to you. I am the sort of north end of Welham Garden, Old Welling, yeah? Oh, yeah, well, I can back mine right off then.
Okay, yeah, the brake station. Yeah, please come in. Throw it in the shed for you.
I think it might have been me.
Yeah, it was. Good afternoon.
Hello, Fred. It's Simon in Ruislip.
Oh, hello, Simon. God, it's been ages since I spoke to you, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we're fine. We're ticking along. Same as usual. It's been a long time, isn't it? It's probably been about 3 or 4 months. So what have you been up to? You've not been on the radio?
No, I just haven't had anything connected in the shop, but I was getting text messages from people today saying Scotland was coming through on the 19, so I plugged it in and just catching up with everybody now. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, nice to hear you as well. I mean, you're coming over lovely. I'm getting a lovely signal. You're about S6 to 7. Very, very good audio. And say Radio 5, so everything's working great on sideband.
Yeah, I haven't had it powered up about a year, this one, so it might be, maybe weren't quite a year, but, time flies, doesn't it? But I'm glad you're all well. I don't seem to be receiving as well as I have done, so I don't know what that is, but...
Feel, haven't we? Geordie Dan. I'm going to call you Posh Dan. I think we'll call him Geordie Dan. But I'll just check to make sure he's on the side. Yeah, Dan in Hatfield, do you want to come in?
Yeah, good afternoon, Fred.
Hello, my old mate. I thought you might be lurking.
Yeah, just listening keenly at what's going on there. And good afternoon, the new Dan in Welham.
Hey, good afternoon, Geordie Dan. Nice to talk to you. Back to you.
Yeah, how are you coping with your radio setup?
Yeah, absolutely loving that, mate. Getting grips with the 6900. Tuning was a bit of an issue to start with, but now I've programmed it up. And getting used to the different clarifier modes, that was the big learning curve, I think. But flicking between fine and RT makes a difference there. Yeah, really enjoying it. Back to you.
Yeah, well, you've got yourself a good old radio there. That's a good stable of... it's one of the good quality old CB radios, and it should work well for you. Listen, Welland, how are you doing there?
Yeah, all good here, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, we're doing okay now, thanks. Getting out and about again, getting a bit of fresh air, and yeah, shaking the dust off a bit. How's the family? How's the dogs?
Yeah, everyone's all right. Daughter's out seeing her boyfriend, so it's nice and quiet here, just me, mum and the dog.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do about that 6800 if you're definitely going to sell it?
So that's a 305. That's going to carry on. The guys are going to be going on for quite some time. So that was the new Dan. Dan 2, if you like. Welham Garden City between Payne's Hangar. Came on. I think he had a good time. There was a lot on that video that I've had to cut out. Someone that came on, they don't like to appear on YouTube videos, so I totally respect that. But unfortunately, we had quite a laugh on there. which I just can't show you. But yeah, so it went a little bit off thread, and we had quite a laugh. But I think Dan sort of enjoyed it. I think he took it in the humour that it was meant, and yeah, he's working really well. He's on his 6900, new to radio, set up his silver rod, got it above gutter level, and giving me a good signal from just outside Welham Garden City. And hopefully, when he gets some time, he'll have a flick round and he'll start getting some continental contacts. You can do it on a 6900. I was getting right across Germany on my 6900. So yeah, that's it. Brilliant. I'm glad that all worked out. New breaker down, someone new on the 305, and then I think Richard mentioned there's a new guy also setting up in Hatfield. So that would be another guy. He's not on sideband yet. He's on FM. So the guys were just trying to see if they could sort of get him a second-hand sideband radio. So brilliant. More people coming on. Keeping the old CB radio dream alive. That's what it's all about. So I'm saying 73s to you guys on YouTube there.
73s, have a good one.
And to catch you later from the 305.
73s, anybody else down there?